God is remembering Wendell with a W. It's your night. He's remembering you. I hear something with like Fleetwood. Fleetwood, is that it? Is that the last name? Wendell Fleetwood. That's you, Doc. You'll never be the same. The Fleetwood family will never be the same. Lift your hand again. Wendell Fleetwood. Oil is flowing in the top. Oh, I felt the heat release from my left hand. Brother Wendell, God told me to walk around you. Hey, oh, say, bow, oh, lay, bow, oh, so, take, bow, oh, shabba, oh, bow. God, catch you up. Shota. Oh, sota, ba, oh, baka. Somebody flow with me. Somebody flow. There are angels walking with me on both sides. Angels walking with me on both sides. On both sides. I hear something to do with Smith. I hear somebody last name Smith. Smith. I hear 3 names concerning Smith. Somebody know Jada Smith. Jada Smith. There's a Jasmine Smith. Jasmine. Somebody do with Tanya Smith. Tanya Smith. There's one that know Jasmine Smith. Hand lifted. There's one that know Tanya Smith. Hands lifted. This one, Jada Smith, hands lifted. I don't need nobody to tell me after church. I need you to yield right now if you know who I'm talking about. Get those hands up on their behalf right now. Somebody in this church, you're familiar with Dixon. Dixon. There's a Dixon. Last name Dixon. D-I-X-O-N. D-I-X-O-N. Who is Alicia Dixon? Who is Alicia Dixon? You know what that is? What is your name?
Alicia Dixon.
You are Alicia Dixon. As your hand are lifted to the Father, young lady, you have a great work to do. God's about to take you in the prophetic. You're going to begin to have dreams, and it's going to come to pass. You're going to be visited in a very heavy way. God's going to begin to set some older folk in your life. Their mothers that's going to gather around you. They're going to begin to speak into your life. What is upon your life is major. It's not small. It's major. As I put my Texas hands on you, it's like you've been through some times of frustration. 2009 was somewhat of a frustrating year. Things were very awkward and uncomfortable. It was the same thing in 08. But as you move through the Kairos, the appointed time of 09, something, or should I say the appointed time of 2010. 09 is over, 10 has begun. As you move through 10, some things about to change for you. I see like black chains breaking off of you. I see thick liquid fire being poured in the top of your head. That means that you're not only being anointed, but you're being anointed for a specific time as this. Miss Alicia Dixon, a struggle is over and a new day has begun. You will not have complications in your body. Not only that, God's going to heal in your family in the name of Jesus. Somebody suffered in their eyes. God's going to heal a lady in their eye. They're light-skinned. Somebody, they're lighter than you. Their complexion is lighter than yours. Some heavy set. God's going to touch their eyesight. God's going to rebuke diabetes in your family. I see somebody working with cosmetology. They do hair. I see combs, brushes, hair product. God's going to begin to move in the midst of a confusion, even where children are involved. God's going to speak deliverance to entire families as I touch you tonight. You're going to move in the spirit of a worshiper, intercessor, prayer warrior, and your season is shifting. Even now. It is so. Somebody flow with me. 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 It's not a false armor. It's a fivefold ministry. It's not a false armor. It's 5 smooth stones. 5 stones. Teresa. 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 I hear Teresa. Kukababa. Hambababa. Handababa. Is it a Teresa around you? What is your first name?
Teresa.
Teresa. Sata. As your hands are lifted, baby. Shabbat. God's going to cause you to get in a hurry. God's going to cause you to sense the urgency of the hour. You're going to put away every hurt. You're going to put away petty stuff. Stuff that don't matter. Carnality. You're going to put it away. God's going to set your face as a flint, as an adamant rock. God would have you to be mature-minded. So cool. As your hands are lifted, hurts are falling off of you. Shackles are falling off of you. Weights are falling off of you. God's going to minister some accurate stuff to you this year. You have never heard from God like you're getting ready to hear from him. As your hands are lifted, God decreed that your enemy be your footstool. Every jealousy, every gossip, God's pressing the mute button and the delete button on your enemy as your hands are lifted to him. Oh, Baka. God said, do that you know is right. Do that you know is the will of God. Do that you know you gotta do. God is calling you to total obedience. As you totally obey him, miracles are going to be loose. There were some things that were on hold that will no longer be on hold as you move toward divine obedience like never before. As I put my hand in your hand, I decree that God give you clarity to let you know exactly what's God and what's not God. I decree that he let you discern his voice like you have never heard him in your life. As I put my hands on you, I cancel every system of the enemy because your calling is too powerful. God's not going to let you get away. Your calling is too powerful. The potential on your life is too strong. Even in your physical health. Loose the vessel. Loose the vessel. Loose the vessel. The oil of God release upon you. In the name of Jesus, somebody flow with me. God's healing, God's releasing. Shackles are falling all around you. Even as I flow in this altar tonight, there are gifts that will be imparted upon many of you, upon your families, upon members and disciples of this church. Those that have been slowful are going to have to wake up now. Those that have been unconcerned are going to have to wake up now. Honey, there's a roll going out. There's a roll call. I said there's a roll call. God is even rebuking death. He's rebuking accidents. He's rebuking accidents. God said pray. God said pray for Michael. Somebody here, you know Michael. Not only Michael, but Michael Boone. Michael Boone, B-O-O-N-E. What is your name, sir? Michael what?
Boone.
Michael Boone. Michael Boone, both hands lifted in the air. My friend, there are uncharted wisdom, uncharted depths that God's going to take you to. You're talking about a man of insight. You're talking about a man of clarity. You're talking about a man of revelation. You're talking about a man of the word. It's going to blow your mind, but the Lord's going to take you. The Lord's going to use you in the gifts of the Spirit in a mighty way. God's going to make you one of his chief soul winners. You're talking about influence and favor. Bible said in Luke 2:52, Jesus grew in stature, having favor with God and man. God and man. God's told me to tell you that not only will you move with his favor, he's going to give you favor with men. I see property that's going to fall all into your hand. Real estate, entrepreneurship at your hand are lifted to God. Investments are going to flow your way. God's going to let you meet the right people. You're going to be at the right place at the right time. Folk will take a liking to you. People will take an unusual liking to you. Hasha, Okabasa. God's going to give you favor with many races. Caucasian, Asian, black, white, French, Sotoko, all kinds of ethnicities will be drawn to you. Many men are going to come into this church. Men and their families. Men and their families are going to come into this body as a result of your witness. God's going to use you as a soul winner. My friend, there will be great jewels in your crown. Chrysolite, carbuncle, amethyst, sapphire, topaz, garnet, diamond. Oh, about many jewels will be in your crown as your hands are lifted to him. This is a year where you're going to grow in the spirit. You're going to grow in the spirit this year like you never have in the past. You're talking about shooting up on a spiritual elevator. You're going up. Things that used to ponder in your spirit are going to drop.